Dr. Derek Hurd and I are in the kitchen cooking up a healthy, diabetes-friendly recipe of barbecue rosemary chicken. Dr. Hurd, how important is a healthy diet to helping you avoid diabetes?
Ben, a healthy diet is important. I tell you, one of the things that we take for granted is that we're eating healthy on a daily basis, and most times we're not. So we need to make sure that our diet is balanced. We need to make sure that we're having meals that aren't just a lot of processed foods, but make sure we're eating healthy whole foods, eating fresh meat, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. And we need to make sure that it is a balanced diet. Lots of complex carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, and proteins.
And this recipe definitely fits into that category. We've got some chicken, some fresh garlic, some fresh rosemary, a little lemon juice and lemon zest, some olive oil, and then we'll make a sauce that has some low sodium barbecue sauce, a little honey, and some balsamic vinegar in it. How serious is the diabetes problem, especially in our area, Dr. Hurd?
Ben, it is becoming a nightmare, I tell you. Approximately a third of Americans will have either pre-diabetes or diabetes in the next few years, and it's getting out of control. So one of the things that we need to make sure that we're doing as healthcare providers is talking to our patients about the proper way of eating and exercising and taking care of themselves.
How important is exercise?
Oh, exercise is vital. It is right up there with a healthy diet. And I tell you, one of the things we need to do is make sure that we're getting out and doing something on a daily basis. A lot of times we think we're exercising because, oh, well, I go out in the yard and I walked around, or I chased my kids around in the house, or I walked at the job, and that's not the case. Those things are good, but we need to make sure that we're being active at least 10 to 15 minutes a day. And if we can do that 5 to 6 days a week, that's going to be vital.
All right, I'm going to add our olive oil in here with our chicken breasts. Got our garlic, a little salt and pepper, our fresh rosemary that Dr. Hurd chopped up for us, and a little lemon juice with some lemon zest in there. And basically just mix all that up, and that's a nice marinade. And then you just want to let the chicken sit in the refrigerator for a little while, anywhere from 30 minutes to overnight, really, before you get going with it. What are the signs? How do I know if I may have diabetes?
Ben, some of the signs that you want to look for to determine whether you may or not have diabetes is if you're going to the restroom a lot, if we're having what we call polyuria, where you're urinating excessively. Also, if you're drinking a lot of fluids, what we call polydipsia. You're feeling like you're just thirsty and you can't get rid of that thirst. Also, polyphagia, eating a lot, feeling like you can't get full, feeling like you always have to be eating something. Those happen because as the body's trying to regulate the blood sugar, you tend to drink in a lot, you tend to urinate a lot, and then you tend to eat more. The other thing that can be a hallmark is weight loss. So you'll see sometimes that patients will lose a little bit of weight when they're first diagnosed with diabetes.
All right, I'm gonna work on the sauce back here that's got low sodium barbecue sauce and a little balsamic vinegar.
Looks good.
And some honey. Oh yeah, it's gonna be delicious. Tell me about the serious complications that can arise from diabetes.
Well, Ben, diabetes can cause a constellation of different problems. Most notably, cardiovascular disease. It's been said that most patients with diabetes will most likely die from some cardiovascular complication, whether that's a heart attack or stroke. We will also look at diabetic retinopathy, where you lose vision because of diabetes. We also look at loss of kidney function and having to go on dialysis. And another big one is diabetic neuropathy, where you have burning and tingling sensation in your legs that won't go away.
Tell me about the Southwest Georgia Diabetes Coalition and what it's doing in our community.
Well, the Southwest Georgia Diabetes Coalition, we're in our infancy, but one of the things that we're trying to look at is why is the prevalence in Southwest Georgia greater than it is on the national scene. And we're looking at things such as if there are food deserts where patients aren't able to get healthy food like we're cooking here today. We're also looking at the misconceptions of diabetes in the community. Is it a situation where you're thinking that, oh, well, I'm not at risk of diabetes, or I am at high risk, so why should I even care? Why should I bother? We want to try to tackle those sorts of things because, again, diabetes is more prevalent here in Albany than it is in other parts of the country.
And what about the Phoebe Diabetes Resource Center? What kind of things does that do to help people with diabetes?
Well, we're blessed here at Phoebe to have a wonderful diabetes education center. We have some great registered nurses and certified diabetes educators who are excellent at teaching patients about the pitfalls of diabetes. They teach you how to manage your blood sugars, checking your sugars daily. They also teach you about healthy diets like we're doing right here today. And they coordinate with your doctor to come up with a good plan for each individual patient.
I think this is going to be great. Our chicken is marinated, we've got our barbecue sauce, and through the magic of pre-preparation, that's the finished product.
Oh, that looks so good.
Let's taste it.
All right.